Yeah, so the circle of influence and concern by Rotter, this is one of the first areas that I cover in my life coaching modules. And I typically get my mentees to do a survey before this to sort of try and establish which of these, 2 or 3 perspectives that they're aligned to. We have an outer circle, which is things that we're not really in control of, and an inner circle, which is details things that we have full or a major influence over. I've put Liverpool on the extreme outer ring because despite my lucky pants and Red Sox, I've come to realise that I have no influence on how they play. But sadly, but true, but depending on our focus on each of these circles will have an impact on our success and our ability to navigate the unexpected challenges that life throws at us. Our focus on the actual inner and outer core may alter a little bit each day based on events, but this type of exercise gives us a useful snapshot of where we are with our mindset and focus. If we're able to increase the inner circle by making good choices, this will undoubtedly lead to more success and better outcomes from us on a day-to-day basis. You are what you think about, and your brain is in many ways a bit like a farmer's field in that it doesn't care what thoughts you actually plant daily. But by having greater awareness of the concept in your life and developing habits and an attitude that is focused on an inner circle will mean that you're more likely to have better outcomes in your life and have a greater sense of control and a better mood. I think it's the case that we can choose to plant an amazing crop of corn, but it's just as easy that we can grow a field of nightshade if we don't have the control. It's very easy for seeds or for weeds to basically invade this great area of opportunity for us. So what I would say to you is that I had a situation this week, a really interesting one, and it shows that no one is immune and it's easy for us and our feelings and thoughts to work against us. So sadly on Tuesday, my laptop broke, and as you can imagine, I wasn't very happy. I had a bill for about £200 for a new fan, battery and labour, and essentially I had to revert back to an 8-year-old laptop, which was slow, clunky, and I also had to make quite a number of challenging recruitment calls with candidates that had been made redundant. And I ended up that evening feeling a little bit subdued. But when I replayed my day, I realised that I'd left the news tile on my browser. And this was pumping out news about inflation issues, downturns in the market, housing market issues as well. And the crazy thing was that these articles were literally flashing at me all day long, and I wasn't necessarily realizing it. And so what I did the next day, I decided to switch this function off, and I had a much more productive day, and I had a great set of calls, and I was back on track again. So we have something which is called I call it the RAS filter. And this, and you're probably thinking, what the hell is this? And this is essentially the Reticular Activating System. And perhaps you're thinking that I don't care what this means. But yeah, it is something that we've all had to encounter. And we've all had some exposure to it. And a classic example is when you play yellow card with children or nieces or nephews, or the children in the family, and all of a sudden you see yellow cards more frequently, and you're wired to pick these out from a whole range of different colours. So it shows basically this function. It allows us to screen out other information or cards around you, and essentially this RAS filter can work in favor for you, but it can also work against you. But the thing is that we need to be aware that we need to design our environment or become aware of these people or stimuli or factors that will help nature's process to work for us daily. So I'm sure that you've noticed that when you're successful, more success tends to follow, or when, say, for instance, that things are going wrong, more bad things tend to go wrong. And it's often the RAS filter and the circle of influence working together against us or even for us, but not having a grounded approach, where we're able to sort of filter out and disrupt these influences can have an impact on our daily results. So if you want to find out more information about this topic, feel free to reach out to me on eldenlifecoach.com. Alternatively, I have produced an article that has a range of ideas and habits that can help us on a daily basis to become more productive. And this focuses on things that we can control. So I created an article which was the 9 morning habits, and this link is included in this LinkedIn description for this video. It's also included in a YouTube video description as well. I've provided coaching to a number of corporate and personal clients. These have been people that have worked in IT, support and finance teams. These have been employees that have worked at David Lloyd. I've also provided some coaching to people at Simpson Associates and also Coeo. These are all high performing organizations. So what I'd like to say to you is obviously thank you very much for listening to me today. And obviously, feel free to reach out to us on our website, and have a lovely day and evening, and be good to one another. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.